Our Night Health expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, is a cardiologist. So let's talk about the consequences of the weather on our health. Dr. Coley joins us now. So what's your take on this research and the risk of heart attacks with these kind of weather movements?
So Tom, I have two comments that I want to make. The first is I want everybody to keep in mind that this is an observational study. So what it tells us is not causation, but instead correlation. So it could just mean that the change in temperature is actually a marker of something else. For example, a behavioral change that could be explaining that increased heart attack risk. So not necessarily a direct result of the change in weather. The second comment I want to make is that personally, I'm not entirely convinced, based on the study from University of Michigan, that it's the temperature change that's as important as the absolute temperature itself. So, many other studies have been done out there, including one called the Swede Heart Study, which is a pun on the name, but it's a Swedish study looking nationwide. And really what they found is that the absolute temperature that's more important. So it doesn't really matter where you started and where you ended up, but if the temperature is very cold, that can certainly induce physiologic changes that can increase your risk. So I think we should take it with a grain of salt, but certainly let's be careful as the weather starts to get colder.
Let's talk about our respiratory health, because we've been, I guess, under assault this year between COVID-19. Now these temperature swings, the wildfires as well. This is a time you certainly want to make sure that you are staying as healthy as you can respiratorily.
Absolutely, and unfortunately all the things you mentioned, the cold weather, the wildfires, all of these do increase our susceptibility for respiratory infections for a number of reasons. So one is we know that viruses survive better in cold, dry air. Now thankfully this cold front has come with some humidity, but certainly cold weather will help the survivability of any viruses, including COVID-19. The second is our immune systems are actually weaker when it's cold, and that happens because our blood vessels constrict, so there's less infection fighting cells at the mucosal surfaces like our mouth, our nose, our throat, and our lungs. And then finally, also people tend to gather more indoors, as the weather gets colder, which can certainly increase the spread of respiratory viruses. The wildfires is the opposite problem. We tell people to stay indoors to try to avoid the pollutants, because the pollutants can also activate the immune system in a way that's dysfunctional and actually prevent the immune system from doing its job, distract it so that it doesn't fight the respiratory viruses as well. And then, Tom, we also see things like increased risk of asthma because of spasm of the airways with the fluctuation in temperature. And for those individuals who have sleep apnea, the changes in barometric pressure can also affect how much their airway closes at night when they're sleeping.
My challenge this week now is to use mucosal services in a casual sentence, just chatting with friends, but I'll let you know how that turns out.
I'll give you some extra points if you throw in the respiratory droplets too.
Always a favorite when we chat. So this is a blast of cold weather, but when we talk about cold weather, we start looking towards flu season. Does this sudden cold weather launch anything or start anything sooner than normal?
It's interesting that you ask, because there is data from the Journal of Clinical Virology from a study in 2016 that does suggest that the first cold, dry front actually kickstarts the flu season and really starts the flu season off. So because this came with humidity, it might be slightly different, but I expect that this really does herald in the beginning of the flu season, usually about a week later. But the good news for the flu season this year is that even though we're starting it a little bit earlier, I do think it's going to be a flatter curve, because we're washing our hands, keeping physical distance, and practicing all of those precautions. So I do think that that's a bit of a silver lining.
Well, let's hope so. 2020 has been tough enough. All right, Dr. Coley, thanks.